is though, guys. Got a Trane Voyager here. This is going to be number one. Maintaining static pressure right now. Looks like on the VAS, this is a VAV system. The VAS shows a high pressure lockout. I had a video on this. It's been a few months ago that we had a lockout of some sort, and I found both contactors were ate up pretty good, so we changed the contactors. Coil doesn't look awful. It's got a little bit of buildup on it. So let's pop this open. I would suspect I probably have lost a fan motor. So all my fuses are good. Now I don't think I lost the transformer, because that guy looks a little sketch. Overload's tripped. Overload is the last thing in the circuit after all the safeties. So if your overload trips, even on the older versions of these, it will show you a high pressure lockout on the VAS. So that's why I've got my high pressure lockout. We can see, you know, this was changed 3 months ago. I don't know if it was that wire or the smaller wire, because that wire there, the spade terminal, goes to my crankcase heater. And if we look close, we can see my crankcase heater's failed. Got a little hole right there. So I got a bad crankcase heater. We can disable that for now until we get another one. Probably change both of them just because, but maybe that had something to do with it. Contactor's new. All my connections were tight, and it's burnt up at the contactor. So we're gonna have to get new wires on these. I don't know what kind of wire I got. I have to go look. Can't tell what gauge wire that is, so I'll have to figure that out and then see if I've got any wire. If not, I'll have to grab some wire. We'll need a new contactor, and this guy should come up and run. I mean, nothing at the compressor looks out of the ordinary. That's on the inlet side of my contactor, not the outlet, so I don't think it's anything to do with the compressor. Could have been the crankcase heater. Maybe I just over twisted this thing or something. You can see how it's turned. Also see now that I'm up here that it was only this terminal. I mean, the other ones you can see the residual heat that was here, but the wires seem okay. And I don't see the rest of that wire. So anyways, maybe it was when I put it in. Maybe there was a loose spot there. So we're gonna get it changed out. I do have some wire, so we'll investigate these wires, but we gotta at least replace this one because I'm not gonna have enough to repair it. So crankcase heater will come off for now, or we'll disable it down there one way or the other. So I got the new guy in. Everything's tight. I only changed this one wire, and I did label it, so went ahead and tightened everything up back here on the overload. All right, kick this guy on and let it run, because they are getting hot down there. It's going to take a few minutes to start up. Just have a look at this contactor here. It had to be a loose connection on that on that one lug right there. I mean, it ate it up good. So not sure what happened, but I mean, you can see the contacts, and it's just that one leg that's burnt up. So whatever it was with this wire overheated. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe I torqued it too much or not enough when I put it in, or maybe the wire was, you know, missing a few strands, and I just didn't get it in there good. But that's why you gotta be careful. Even just doing a simple task like changing contactors to make sure everything's good and tight and everything looks good. The overload. So the overload, the way they had those, the wire was split like that going around, and I don't necessarily like that. It's not my favorite deal. But you can see the terminals on these are a little bit different. So it's got the bar, or whatever you want to call that, in there to pinch down the wire, and they tried to go around the screw, which I went ahead and redid those three and just put them straight in and got them good and tight. So see what our amps look like. I have a feeling everything else is going to be okay. We'll make sure all of our fan motors run, and we'll get our mess cleaned up. And I mean, let me know what y'all think on this. What do you think caused it? Was it just a loose connection? I don't see how the crankcase heater could have been the problem. I think the crankcase heater was just another issue. Just looking at that lug, that was in the lug, not on these spade terminals. Of course, you know, back here makes you think maybe it was that wire. So I guess possibly it could have been. I guess I should probably turn my overload back on too. That may help. Give her some time to kick in, make sure. I'm gonna have to reset it again because my lockout's still there because my overload was off. Dummy. So first stage kicked in. We're on 20 amps. It's rated at 23 amps, I believe. So we'll give it some time. It's gonna cycle down because it's running warm right now, but I do have all my fan motors. At least they're spinning. I need to get up top here and check to make sure they are actually running and we haven't lost capacitor or anything. Capacitors don't look bad, but it's hard to tell just looking at them from a distance. But we're just gonna monitor from here. See our flash code's going. And yeah, so we should be 21 amps on the second stage, 23 on that first. So we'll check all my fan motors. Don't know. It's fed from these fuses down here. I don't know exactly which wires are which. I was gonna say I can get an amp draw on them, but I'm just gonna verify they're running. I'll get an amp draw on them here in a little while. I can find it somewhere on here. All Trane's wires are black, so at least they're labeled well. Fan motors are running. This guy's a little wobbly. I don't know how well you all can see. That guy's gonna have some bearing play. It's a little wobbly. Looking good on first stage. Second stage just kicked in. Yeah, it's rated at 21, so we ought to be good there. Drive was maintaining static. We're at 48 hertz. So we'll go back down and check everything on the computer, but we ought to be all right for now. So condenser fans, 3.5. We're running 2.9, 2.8, and 2.6. They're easy enough to find on these, but they got them all tied back here because these have plugs like this. Makes it nice, but these Usually when I find one, I'll label it. So that back motor is vibrating a little bit. It could just be the fan out of balance. Maybe it's not the bearings. I would expect my amp draw to be higher. So we're just gonna monitor at this point. Everything looks all right. So we can see all of our readings here. We're doing 55-degree discharge air, duct statics maintaining 1.8. So everything looks normal there. I don't see anything else out of the ordinary. We're at 100% right now. So we cleared out all of our alarms. So all those are gone. And there's my graphic that didn't quite fit on the screen, but alright, so that's about gonna wrap this up. I got it tagged. We're gonna obviously come back with a crankcase heater, change. We're gonna go ahead and do both crankcase heaters because they're prone to failure. And the other one didn't feel warm either. It had power. So I suspect that one doesn't have the spot I can see, but it's failed too. So we're gonna get all that taken care of. Come back to do the PM. We're gonna bring an infrared with us, and we're gonna shoot these control panels, especially this one. But we're gonna shoot everything as we're going through, just to make sure we don't have any more hot spots. And after this runs for a little while, I ought to be able to see whether I've got a hot spot on my contactor or on my overload. Went through, all my connections are tight, so that ought to take care of it from there. If we see some hot spots, we'll be able to change an overload or figure out what we need to do. So I'll probably put this one up with another short video. Pretty easy. Leave a tray better than you found it. See y'all next time.